Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom for the week, October 23rd. I'm going to go all the way to the end of the month. Reason being, this video is going to be a little bit longer than my other ones, but there's a lot of really, really good, rich information here. But also, reason being, I will be serving as my role of staff director for Nine Gates Mystery School starting actually Tuesday, the 18th. So I'm recording this before I leave. And if I can get some TikTok videos in and give a few little updates here and there from Southern California, then I will certainly do that. But let's start by talking about this partial solar eclipse. That means it's a new moon and it's in Scorpio. So when this video comes out, which will be right over the weekend, the sun will have moved out of Libra and into the sign of Scorpio, which is deep and penetrating, mysterious. It's also very desirable and sexual. There's a energy with Scorpio too that says, I want to form these really strong emotional bonds. Now, here we are with the new moon in the sign of Scorpio, and it is asking of us to not necessarily plant seeds of intention, even though that's what we do at a new moon. But this one feels to me as though it's asking us to start this new cycle that says, how do I, one, show up for myself? Then, how do I show up for another? And there's going to also have a lot of really good healing qualities that happen with this partial eclipse. Now, one of the things I'll point to with the eclipse is that eclipses have a tendency to affect us a month before, a month after. We're setting ourselves up for a new 6-month cycle with it being a new moon eclipse as well. So consider the energy that you want to put out into the world for these next 6 months. And very often it can cause us to go really deep inside of ourselves and deep inside of our relationships, and then say, okay, how do I create more of an emotional bond with myself, with what I value? How do I create deeper bonds with those that I care about, with the work that I do, that sort of thing? And the reason I keep bringing up the emotional bonds is because when we're emotionally invested, we're going to take action. We're going to do the things that we say we're going to do. There's commitment here that's being asked of us. And if we're emotionally invested in something that we're committed to, let's say, our health routine, or we're committed to getting to that next promotion, or we're committed to building stronger relationships, strategic partnerships, we're committed to doing quality work, whatever it is that we're committed to. If we say, this is my idea and I'm excited about it, or I'm determined about it, whatever emotion you want to put in there, then we're going to usually stick with it. Now, the thing with this eclipse, there's a couple of themes that may be happening. We're being asked to upgrade to a new level of understanding and evolution because this eclipse is going to be close enough of a conjunction to the South Node, which is in Scorpio, and it's been in Scorpio for a while, causing us to look at our past, the things that we may have clung to that we're needing to let go of. Now, with it being a new moon, we tend to not really let go of things as much as we anchor point. We send something inside of ourselves, if you will, to say, this is the hill I'm going to die on. Now, one of the things also we want to look at and evaluate, and we've had opportunities with Mercury retrograde and Jupiter's retrograde and Saturn, and many of our planets were retrograding in the last couple of months. It gave us a chance to be able to say, what do I value? And what hill will I die on, And being able to say, can I let go of the things that really don't matter? This new moon eclipse, and again, we've already started feeling some of it probably, and we'll probably continue even after the 25th, which is when it's exact. But this is where light and shadow are dancing together. And we're learning to integrate the dichotomy of our lives and not getting rid of anything. One of the things that I work with a lot of people on is, how does something of like our shadow side, how is it serving us? Let's not get rid of it. This is an opportunity to find new truths about ourselves, new truths about another. Secrets can get revealed. Again, we tend to point towards the full moon as a revelation, or the light of the moon, things come to light. But the new moon also has a revelation to it, where we go inside possibly and we learn something new, or information comes in And also keep in mind, we've got Uranus sitting next to opposing the south node, sitting next to that north node. So anything goes. I mean, this could be a wild card. You never know with Uranus involved. But all that to be said, when we are working with this particular eclipse, we get to find what is true for us. We also get to find what we love, what we value, because Venus will be activated also. And it invites us to open our hearts even more. And with all the Scorpio energy, we're looking for ways to give and receive that help to create greater value in our lives, greater value in other people's lives. There's also a financial aspect theme that could come up here. How do we give and receive love? It might be we gift money or money is given to us. It might be that our relationships, this is the gift of time. This is a beautiful time for the 5 love languages, if you know yours, to use it. We're going to focus on what's really important to us. And that's, I think, the bigger thing is that we can consternate ourselves. We can get so worked up over some of the little things that really don't matter. And I love the questions that I think it was Suzy Orman. She posed them a long time ago. And she works with the financial world. And she said, ask yourself 3 questions before you go buy something. Is it good? Maybe. Is it true? Yeah. Is it necessary? Probably not. If you can't answer yes to all 3 of those, you probably need to pause or hesitate or don't do it at all. And so that's the kind of idea that we want to be working with at this new moon as well. When you're trying to figure out, okay, what's my experience that I want to create in the next 6 months, or what's my intentions, that sort of thing. So this is what I want, but is it good for me? Is it true? And is it necessary? There's also an indication here that we get to break through these old barriers, these old woundings and old walls that we've held up. And I can tell you the Taurus Scorpio energy is perfectly poised for creating walls and barriers because it's this fixed energy and it wants to have something tangible that says, I will not move. And it's great if you need stability, if you want to feel secure, if you want to feel like there's faithfulness here. However, the shadow side of it is that we may be facing betrayal. We may be facing disloyalty. We may also be facing holding on to grudges. This is an opportunity for us to let things go, to break through those old paradigms of you screwed me over, therefore you're dead to me kind of idea, and move into a place of forgiveness. However, we can't work with forgiveness till we've broken through our own barrier, our own emotion of anger, not dismissing it or getting rid of it, but allowing it to flow through us, and then being able to say, let me reset some boundaries. This new moon is also perfectly poised for setting boundaries. So if you have moved some things around, you sacrificed yourself on the altar of a relationship, or you sacrificed what you felt you needed on the altar of something else that really doesn't serve you, this is a time for you to reset those boundaries and give to yourself as much as you're trying to give to others, because we're all on our own journey. And it's important to know what works for you. So I'll keep pointing back to that if necessary, but I'm going to move into how Jupiter is retrograding back into the sign of Pisces. It's been retrograding in Aries for the last couple of months. Now it's moving back into the sign of Pisces, and it's going to be canoodling with Neptune. And think back to the themes that were happening late April, early May, even back into first parts of, I'd say March through May, because Jupiter's going to be hitting or ingressing back into some of those degrees. So some themes, some opportunities that have come up that we didn't take care of before, or we thought we missed, they can come back. This is more healing in relationships and finances that can come back. Awareness goes a long way. We also have Venus canoodling with Chiron during this time for just a small moment. And when you think about Venus and Chiron, we think about the ways in which they can activate our wounding or our maturity and our lessons learned in relationships and finances and things like that. Dreams can manifest as we continue to do self-healing and retracing steps and opportunities that we may have missed from before. It's a perfect time to reinstate our spiritual practices if you've let them go aside, or if you have a mindful practice or something that reinforces your faith and gives you better hope and faith in yourself and in life in general. Mars, Gemini. It is officially retrograding on the 30th. It's been in Gemini since August, and it's going to make 3 passes here on the degrees of Mars and Gemini. So we have our first pass of Mars and Gemini from September 4th to the 30th, and then it's going to retrograde at 25 degrees and go back and pass over these later mid to late degrees of Gemini from October 30th to January 12th. Then it goes direct on the 12th, and it gets out of Gemini on March 16th. So we've got 3 opportunities to retrace our steps and offer greater maturity, greater awareness in the way in which we communicate, what we're learning about, the kind of aggression that we take on, even sexuality, because here's Mars and is very much about sex. The other thing is we dismiss, a lot of people forget that Saturn also is a very sexual energy. And Saturn is asking for us to be more mature and take a more mature approach in the way in which we offer not just the act of sex, but that bonding, that assertiveness, that I need to procreate, if you will, or get my ideas out into the world. And we want to do it from a place of maturity with this Mars Saturn trine. That's why I'm bringing up Saturn here. Saturn's in Aquarius, it's still retrograding, but there's also going to be a close enough sextile of Mars with Chiron in Aries, which gives us greater healing, greater opportunities to revisit some themes, if you will, and take them on from a more mature place. We also are looking at ways in which we're going to be expressing ideas in a conscious and compassionate way, and that leads us to greater teamwork. We're going to be looking at how we communicate, how we connect, how we work together in community, the idea of better together. It's going to help to resolve problems that we could take on ourselves, but it's overwhelming. So why not get your support group, have your team of people lean in on each other and say, hey, I could do this by myself, but it's going to be so much easier and better if you can help me out here. Now, let's go a day before Mars retrogrades. And that is October 29th, when Mercury then ingresses into the sign of Scorpio and offers, we're going to be looking at we talk about the communication with Mars here. So Mars says, with that trine to Saturn and sextile to Chiron, is saying, hey, how do I communicate, learn, share my ideas, connect with others in a more mature way? Here comes Mercury in the sign of Scorpio going, let's get deeper. Let's talk about real stuff. Let's ask the question, why? Why is this important now? Why is it important to me? Why is it important to the relationship? And really offering the motivation as to why we're doing things will help build more trust and safety, which is what Scorpio wants and needs. Scorpio does not trust easily. And so the more we can reveal our motivation behind things, the more we can offer trust. 1, trust in yourself, and 2, trust for others. And that deepens our bonds, our emotional bonds. If I can trust you, I know that I can thrive in this relationship, and I know I can get stuff done. We're looking also where we have a desire to connect with words. So there's going to be a lot of conversation happening. There's going to be a lot of ideas and thoughts generating that we may explore things like the occult or psychology, taboo subjects, because Scorpio is very mysterious. It likes the off-topic kind of things. We may explore things like death and dying, inheritance, even the stock market. And one of the things we have to watch for with Mercury and Scorpio is there's tendency for manipulation, and I'm from the South, and we would say that you cover the shit with sugar. So there's some of that going on too, but also secrets come out or secrets can be held on to. If you're holding a secret, if you're not revealing what is truth, it'll come back to bite you, because this is all happening around the eclipse energy. I'm just setting that up for you. So when you're looking at these next couple of weeks and these next couple of months ahead, especially with this new moon eclipse, as I've been talking about, when you're looking at how do I share information or how do I connect with others, if we're not being truthful, it will come out. So remember, our words and our actions will have repercussions. It's important to use these times wisely. All right. One other thing I want to mention, if you're still watching this, our relationships, I'm always going to point back to that, because as human beings, we're relational beings. One of the things with the Scorpio energy that we're in, and this may help you with setting intentions or having a setup for the next 6 months, we're looking at ways to create deeper intimacy. And we want to be able to be seen and be able to see others. And the best way that we can do that is to stay open, soft, vulnerable. Vulnerable doesn't mean, and Brene Brown has done so much work on this, so I'm not going to take away from her by any means. I'm just going to kind of reiterate that you need to know your audience. Vulnerability doesn't mean that you have to tell everybody your life story and everything that's going on with you. You do want to pick and choose, but being vulnerable with those that you really want to create deeper bonds with, that's what's going to help. And you want to be seen, take off the mask, as they say, show up or identify it. If you're caught in an emotional shitstorm or you're caught in a dilemma or whatever, speak to it. Hey, right now, what I'm feeling is overwhelmed. What I'm feeling is a little afraid. What I'm feeling is whatever. And what I need, I'm not sure yet, but I'll tell you when I do. Maybe it's that. Or what I need right now, I need support. The other thing with the energy that we're in, and I don't want to let Halloween run away. Like I said, this video is a little bit longer than normal. So if you're still watching, thank you. But Halloween, Samhain, that's when the veil is the thinnest. People from the other side come and visit, and we can tap into them. And those of us who are highly sensitive can tap into them anyways. But this is a much more of a party, and it's a lot of fun. So use the energy of the eclipse along with Halloween to be able to open yourself up to receive wisdom, psychic information. This is a powerful time for you to get images and symbols and connection for the unseen realm. And guess what? We have the 5 elements, right? We've got earth, wind, or air, water, and fire, and then void. Void is the unseen, the in-between spaces, the things that we just don't know about tangibly, that we can't physically feel with our 5 senses. It's the 6th sense. So use it, because it's going to help give us more information to create greater wholeness in our lives. And that's what we're here to do, is to come back to wholeness, because we seem to think we're fragmented. And, psychologically, emotionally, we probably are. But physically, we're not. We're still all matter here, spiritually, we're still together. We're never disconnected. So remind ourselves, let's use this time to come back to that sense of wholeness and deepen the love and the intimacy with ourselves, because we're perfectly imperfect humans and we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to go through shit, and then give that same grace to others. That's the invitation. Give the same grace to others, or first to yourself, that you would give to others. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Like I say, I will try and get some TikTok videos going when I am away. And if not, I will see you when I return on November 1st. I hope everybody has a fabulous couple weeks, eclipse season. Please come find me at jamiedawn.com. I will respond to you within 24 hours if you reach out to me. And I look forward to connecting with you guys. Take care.